Are you ready? Because we're going to go live.
Still got a big sunburst in there. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, I know what to do. Hold on.
Okay, real quick. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Connected W Cari here on JessTV, Jess FM Underground Radio C, the NCG Television Network in Italy. We're live on Roku. We're live from
We're live?
Antonio McKay's.
We're live on Roku. Oh, wow.
We're live in Antonio McKay's bedroom, everyone.
Great.
This is my first time in the star's bedroom.
Oh. Well,
just kidding.
Congratulations.
In a very safe manner, which is really good because I do have a boyfriend that is bad.
I'm gonna listen to you very carefully. So I won't say anything I shouldn't say because sometimes a word got cut off. I'm like, oh, did she really say that?
No.
Okay, I got you.
I'm very I'll have fun with it, but no, of course. It's
okay.
Gonna be, it'll be fun. So as we tried promoting the other day for you to come on, you know, glitches happen, things happen. So we're like, okay, today we're going to have them back on and be able to do your interview before my next guest comes on. Because, you know, because it's cool. We want to give you your shot in the limelight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So please formally introduce yourself for the audience, who you are. And sometimes people will read my little blurbs I put up. Sometimes they don't. So maybe a quick little bio.
Fill in as much as possible. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to do a little bit. You know what? This is your turn to steal the limelight and be able to tell the world who you are and take it away.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. My name is Antonio McKay, and I'm a actor, writer, producer. I live in Los Angeles, and currently I have a TV series out called Sangre Negra.Blackblood. It's streaming on Amazon. It's the first season that's streaming on Amazon. And the second season is due in 2025. We finished filming it. And I've been out here a long time. A long time. I've seen the ups and the downs, and it's a roller coaster lifestyle. I actually did live in Canada for like 5 years.
Did you? Where in Canada?
I lived in Toronto. Toronto.
I have family in Ontario.
I did a lot of TV over there. I did, there was a TV show called Catwalk I was on, and there was Top Cops, a bunch of them. What else? A bunch of BBC, not BBC, CBC stuff.
Okay.
Everything. And I was there for about 5 years, and I moved back in 98.
Yeah. Why did you move back? Didn't you like Canada? Don't you like it?
I loved Canada, actually. Now I really regret it. I wish I had stayed.
You can come back. We'll welcome you back anytime.
Yeah, because I had just got my citizenship and everything. I was like, why did I move back? That was, like I said, when you're younger, your ego is so big. And I was watching. The thing about Canada is, unless you're in a Canadian production, a lot of the good roles and everything, they cast in the United States. So even when they film in Canada, they use the Canadian actors, but for the smaller parts. But for the leads and everything, they take them from the United States. So I would see people that I knew, and I'm like, that person's the lead, really? Like, you know what I mean? So I decided, well, even though I was doing well over there, well, I forgot where I am right now. Over there.
We're LA. I'm Canada.
Yeah, there you go. I was doing well where you are. I decided that I should go back and see if I could swing for the fences.
Right.
And then when I got back, I came to the realization that things change after 5 years. Like all the casting people I knew were gone. Producers I knew had gone on to something else, and So it was basically, I felt I was starting over. So everybody I knew back before I went to Canada were now either in different places, either out of the business or in some place that I couldn't find them. And so it was like starting over again. So it was a shock to my system,
Oh my goodness.
you know,
On
having to
top
start
of
all
moving
over again
back.
almost.
Yeah.
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 So I'm like,
But
so as
doesn't,
I was going up in Canada, I'm like, oh, let me see if I can get in the U.S. So I go to the U.S. and then you start going down again.
aw,
You have to start back up again. That's the roller coaster I was saying,
I'm sorry. Being Canadian,
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's a good, I learned.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. It's when you're outside of your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
that you grow the most and that you learn and you're like, okay, how do I start over? Who do I know? And it does, it makes you really think outside the box of like who your
Mm-hmm.
connections are and everything because you're part of ACTRA, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
usually from, I've done a tiny bit of acting. I know people in
Mm-hmm.
ACTRA and as far as I know, like those, the group is tight. So you
Yeah.
should be able to contact anyone and go, hey, can you connect me to the next lead of
Mm-hmm.
this or do this or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, were you able to do that when you came back?
Well, when I went back, well, here's the difference between Canada and the U.S. In the U.S., when they have SAG,
Yeah,
now SAG and AFTRA are together.
merged.
So
Yeah.
now ACTRA is everything in Canada.
Okay.
Okay. Here we have SAG and AFTRA, which is one is for it was American Federation of TV and Radio Artists, and then SAG is the Screen Actors Guild. And so I was a member of SAG and AFTRA. So when I went to Canada, I got automatically into ACTRA because I was a member of those other two guilds. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
The difference is Canada is still relatively small, compared to the U.S. And I was able to get the best agent in Canada. I don't even know if she's still alive, but she was so great. She was with characters. Her name was Rhonda. I always remember her. And I was like, this is like the
Get a hold
top.
of her.
Yeah,
Rhonda, if you're watching, get a hold of
Rhonda
her.
Cooper. Oh man, she was so good
Yeah.
that I was only in Canada maybe like 2 months before I got a lead role on a TV show. So I never had to audition much or anything. She just got me way up there.
Yeah.
And I was in a play in Toronto
Okay.
when I made the fateful decision to go back. Because I thought like I said, my friends were,
They're
rising.
waiting for me back in
Yeah,
LA.
right, exactly. So
Which
I
play were
moved
you in?
back, and
What play were you in?
I was in a play called remember One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the movie?
Yes. Oh
They
yeah,
did a play.
totally.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was with Justin. What was Justin's last name? Oh shoot. Anyway, he's a big Canadian actor. He's out here now though.
No.
He was really good.
You guys
And
are taking all of our actors. What's with that?
yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, no, I remember being shocked. I did a TV show with William Shatner in Canada.
Yeah.
People didn't realize he was Canadian. I said,
Oh,
yeah.
totally.
He said, you're Canadian. I said, yeah. People think I'm American, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I said, oh.
Like,
So you came back to do something because you got cast.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't know that part of like, if you get casted down there and they'll send you up, whatever, back and forth. That's a lot of back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
It's that's why a lot of actors move over there. To be honest with you, over here. A lot of them move over here because down there because they want to move. This is where all the action is. They think, but
it's a short flight coming up, though. I mean, you're good.
Another big difference is, I remember ACTRA in Canada, everything gets bought out, so they don't have residuals like they do in the U.S. In the U.S., every time something is shown, you get paid. Now it diminishes as the years go by, but I still get stuff, money from things I did way back when, 20 some years ago. You know,
that's cool.
Whereas with Actra, you do it one time and that's it. You get a big check and
paid out.
Yeah.
And done.
So that's the difference.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer lump sum or do you prefer payment over time?
That's a very good question, actually.
Right.
Depends on where you are in your life. Sometimes you want all the money one time, and then
you're young and
other
dumb,
times
you want it now, and you can buy the
want
Lambo.
Other times you say, okay, yeah, it's good to have something coming in every month, you know.
Right.
So
electric bill can be paid. You
yeah,
know.
exactly. Trouble getting a big lump sum, you have a tendency to spend it rather quickly. So
true. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Try to avoid that.
Yeah.
But I also discovered when I was here, now that I'm here rather, that the parts that I wanted to do were still not being offered to people look like me, at least at that time.
Huh.
They were always like, I was always
doing a lot of typecasting.
Oh yeah. And when I first started in LA, when I was really young, I did a lot of gang leader roles, and my hair was like real long.
Right. You do have mafia written all over you.
Yeah. So I had that. So it was good back then because it was very far from what I really am. So I got to really act, you know. But then after a while, you grow out of that, and then you're in that kind of space where at that time I wasn't old enough for the leading man, but I was too old for the teenage gang guys. So you're in that so that's when I decided I'm going to go to Canada.
You're like the son of like the mafia leader.
Right, exactly.
The adult son.
Yeah. So now, and then when you come there, you find that LA is I know they always make jokes about it being, what's the word? What's the word when like your family, you always pick your family, they get breaks. No, like, okay, for instance, like, Kirk Douglas has Michael Douglas, even though Michael Douglas is a great actor. Right. People would say, well, you got nepotism. There you go. Okay. There's a lot of nepotism in Los Angeles, and everywhere.
Yeah.
And not just nepotism with family, also nepotism with who you know, which is a natural thing. But it's just magnified out here because, you know, it's on screen.
Everyone knows so and so and so and so.
Yeah.
And so. It's like the what's the 8 degrees of Kevin Bacon or
exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody who you know you're gonna cast your friends or people you know.
Oh
quick. Yeah. You know.
I mean, I remember there's always like that whole time of like I remember when Adam Sandler was just like movie after movie after movie after movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like Drew Barrymore was always like the lead actress with him. And it was like, I don't know, must have been 10 years of it. Just like bang, bang, bang. And you knew. And then they were pretty much typecasted too.
Right.
And it's like, I just wanted to see something like you knew as soon as like that movie came out, Adam Sandler was either in it, directed it, or was lead star, whatever, you knew it was going to be the same kind of character. And you're like, how much more do you want to watch of this? You know?
I know. Now he's doing different stuff. Yeah, now he's doing a lot of different stuff. But yeah. But I just wasn't getting. You know, you still get roles and stuff, but I wasn't happy because I always wanted to be like the leading man. I guess because I was the only child, so I always wanted all the attention. Yeah.
And you are the man. You just like
So if I wasn't, I always felt like I could do better than that guy. I don't care if it's Denzel Washington either. Like I said, my ego was really big back then.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing because then you have a standard to, you know, you're always going to raise the bar on yourself all the time, which is good to have in the industry because otherwise yeah, you'll just slide into being typecast and you're like, okay, well, I'll just take any role that kind of comes my way
Exactly.
instead of like fighting for something that you really want to do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is what um, pretty two things propelled me into starting to write my own thing, own
Hmm.
stuff, own thing. Um, the first thing was I did an episode of um, Highway to Heaven. Do you remember that? You know,
Yeah.
that TV show? Yeah, with
Yeah.
Michael Landon. And I remember I talked to him in the commissary of NBC, and he's the first time I ever got to talk to a, you know, big star. I had just come. It was like my first thing I'd ever done in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And I told him what I wanted to do, and I was talking, I like to this and that, but I don't think that, because I'm Latin and black and all these different things that it's hard for them to cast me. And, he says, well, why don't you do what I do? Write my own thing. He said, because when he was on Bonanza, he started writing episodes and, writing stuff that he wanted to see and he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he wound up being in control of his own destiny. So when he did Little House on the Prairie and Highway to Heaven and all those things, he was in control.
Yeah.
So he said the only way you're going to assure yourself of doing that stuff is you have to take some kind of control. Now, since I wasn't Michael Landon,
No?
a lot easier said than done. But
Right.
I always remember that, so it
Yeah.
stuck with me. And then, of course, there's always a story about Sylvester Stallone, what he did, created his own character, and that's a big story out here. He's
Right.
everybody's inspiration, pretty
Oh,
much.
my goodness. Yeah.
So
I mean, not just in LA. I mean, that's just everywhere, right?
yeah,
You're
everywhere.
gonna have
Oh yeah,
your few actors and whatever that are just like, oh,
yeah,
but
yeah,
no,
yeah. Because they're more than just actors. They're like
inspirational and
inspirations and kind of
yeah,
institutions and
yeah,
icons of the industry.
right, yeah.
And the other thing that happened to me was Twilight.
Mhm.
When Twilight first came out or
Mhm.
was being cast,
Okay.
I was up for one of the vampires. It was
Yeah,
a decent role, really good money,
yeah.
which was the main reason I wanted. And
Team Taylor or team
yeah, right, exactly. I was a vampire. At
Team
that time,
Antonio.
I had real long dreadlocks and stuff. And I read the character description. They described me
To a
basically.
T. Yeah.
So I
Like
went
you
in.
said.
They said, "Oh yeah, my agent got me in." They said, "Oh, you're perfect." Blah, blah, blah. So went to come back to the callbacks. I came back to the callbacks, same thing. Oh, you're great. All right, we're gonna send you to producers. Went to the producers. It was me and one other guy. Other guy, a nice looking guy. He didn't have dreadlocks and stuff, but nice looking guy. I had known him from a couple of other auditions, and it was just he and I in the room. So obviously one of us is going to get it, right?
So you arm wrestled.
Yeah, we arm wrestled for it. You know, he slapped me with his face with a glove, and we challenged each other.
With the pita bread challenge.
Yeah, exactly. But so then what happened was I go in,
Yeah.
I read, I read with, who did I read with? I think I read with Taylor, yeah, Taylor Lautner.
Mhm.
Yeah, I read with him. And then the other guy came in, I guess. I assume he read with him too.
Maybe.
So, but as I was outside going to my car, and he ran out and he said, "Hey, good luck, man, because it's just you and me. So
Aw.
I'll know if I don't get called. You got it." I said, "Okay, bet." So he exchanged numbers and everything. And a couple weeks went by, I didn't hear anything. So I thought, oh well, he got the job, right?
Yeah.
So I called him and I said, "Hey, congratulations, you." He said, "Hey, I was about to call you." So what happened was we found out later on because I said, agent, I called my agent. I said, "What's going on?" It's just two of us and neither one of us got it. What's going on? So she called the producers and they said, Well, here's what happened. We had this other guy on that we really wanted, but he wasn't sure he could get out of what he was going to do, what he was booked
Oh,
for. So we had to audition other people in case he couldn't do it. Well, it comes up that he could do it. So that was the first thing that made me think, you know what? This business is not fair.
totally. I mean, life's not fair, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you should specify when you walk in,
Yeah.
saying, okay,
They
look,
didn't tell us anything. They didn't tell
we
us that.
we potentially have someone as a lead
Yeah,
role. They may or may not take it. We're gonna, have you guys come in, do some readings. We like
exactly.
you. You may be called to come back, or he may whatever. But just to let you know, but why don't they do that?
I don't know. I think
I'm like,
I
I'm a common courtesy person. To me, I'm like,
yeah,
just let
yeah,
me
you would
know. I
think.
have no
And
problem.
I don't know if it's a rule that they have to do that now, but there are
Like a
a lot of
disclosure.
producers who do it,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they're just being, they just have good manners or
You
what,
know,
but
I would walk in now every time and go, okay, look, I just need to know if there's someone else.
right. We do now, yeah,
Like,
we do now.
because then I want to know if I'm invested
Yeah.
in this or not. I
So
want to give my
that
all
was
or not, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first hit to the heart, and then the second one happened about a year later.
Yeah. Oh, I
I
see.
got oh yeah
Well, Jesse's like, he wants one solo screen when you're talking and when I'm talking. I'm like, okay,
oh
we're going to
okay
do that now. I guess he wants to do that because we do actually stream on Instagram.
oh
And
okay.
Instagram's format's a little bit wonky. So
Hmm.
I'm going to let you keep talking, but I'm going to like just be in the background, but I'm still
Okay,
listening and everything. So don't think I ran away. Please.
okay.
I've had guests and they're like, Carrie, where did you go? And I'm just
Where'd you
like,
go?
I'm just trying to follow the rules.
Yeah, okay.
So, okay, I'm so sorry, but please continue. Okay, I'm
Okay,
here.
so about a year later, a year later, I auditioned for a television show called Jake in Progress, and it starred John Stamos, and it was a pretty interesting show. It was about a guy who gave up his Playboy lifestyle for marriage, and I was up for the role of the best friend who led him astray in all the nightclubs and everything else that he was running away from. And I was trying to drag him back into it. And that was basically the premise of the pilot and the show. So I auditioned for that, and I, to make a long story short, I went through everything, and they told me, "Oh yeah, you got the job." So, oh wow! So they called my agent. They told him, gave me the date to go down there for wardrobe and to sign the contract and everything like that. So I went to the lot and went to wardrobe. They showed me the wardrobe I was going to wear for the pilot and everything, and I was like all excited. And my agent was there also with me. Actually, I take it back. It wasn't my agent. My manager was there with me. Yeah, she came with me, and everything is fine. Then we get a call that they wanted to see us in the main office, which was like, oh wow, okay. I guess I'll go sign my contract now. We went up there. They were very nice. They gave us, offered us something to drink and coffee and all that. And I figured, okay, they're gonna tell us that when we start, how much I'm gonna get, and everything like that, because we had already signed off on it. And they told me, okay, we're gonna cut right to the chase. You know, you're a great actor and everything. You got a great look and everything, and that could be the problem. I think you're a little bit too distracting for the best friend. You know, so again, like I said, I had real long hair and everything. I said, well, if I want me to cut my hair and stuff like that, they said, no, no, no. It's just we were looking for somebody. We're gonna go in a little different direction with this guy. So I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So my manager was, you always have your manager do all the dirty work. So she was the one yelling and screaming.
They wanted like
And
Pachi, not Fonzie.
yeah. And she says, well, he has to get paid because he gave up this, and that, which I didn't. There was nothing else I had, but that's why she was who she was. So they said, okay, look, we're going to pay you for the pilot, even though you're not doing it, but because we already, we have to pay you. And they did. It was a good chunk of money. So I was happy about that. But I saw the pilot and they really went to a different direction. They picked a short, chubby Caucasian fellow who was way more comedy. It became way more comedy than what I was offering at that time. So before it was supposed to be two slick guys, but now it was one slick guy, Stamos, and one goofy guy.
Right.
So that showed me that even when you think you have the job, you don't really have it because you have no control, you have no power, you know. So then I hearkened back to what Michael Landon had told me all those years ago, and I realized that he's right, Unless I try to take control of my career, I'll be doing this for like the rest of my life, just hoping and praying that somebody's going to choose you. And that's not what I wanted to do because just like I said, you want to have fun and you want to enjoy yourself. You don't want to be worrying about this and worrying about when your next job is and all that. So that's when I decided to start writing because I was always a writer. That was what I used to be best at, actually. When I was in school, I always won awards for my writing. And when I was in college, I wrote an essay on Donald Trump. How about that? Bet you guys didn't know that little tidbit about me. And
Okay,
this is before he ran for
about
president.
That. So, do you think that essay contributed to writing scripts and everything? Do you think that?
Oh yeah,
was
because I always had a great imagination, and
take us through that.
Yeah, I like stories, so I decided to start writing my own thing, like Sylvester Stallone. I said, hey, if he can do it, I can do it. So I wrote myself what kind of character I wanted to be and what, who I idolized. And when I was a kid, I remember Billy D. Williams, who was Lando Calrissian in Star Wars, in case you don't know. He was always the guy I wanted to be. I remember his elegance and his class and everything. It wasn't the kind of image that a lot of, let's say, people of color could aspire to. It was always Robert Redford, Paul Newman, all those guys. But Billy D was like they called him the Black Clark Gable. So he had that image that I always wanted, but Hollywood was not geared towards that back then. So I started to write. Even Billy D complains about that. I read his book and he was pretty bitter that he never achieved exactly the status that he thought he deserved. Right up there with, the Redfords, the Newmans, the Sean Connerys, you know, all the icons, the sexy guys. Anyway, that's what I wanted. So I started to write, stories and where me and people who looked like me were at the forefront. Instead of supporting everybody else, we were actually at the forefront of it. And I remember I used to lose roles. I used to lose um, roles for black guys because I wasn't, quote, black enough. And then I would lose roles as a Hispanic because I was too dark. So I was like, too light, too dark, too light. So that's why I said, you know what? I'm going to write a guy who is black and Hispanic.
Yeah.
That is perfect for me.
Yeah.
That's how Ricky Santos came about. And the whole thing I started to develop with my partner, Frank Pinnock, who's also a great director. He directed the series.
Yeah.
And we produced our own thing. Started off as a little what do you call it? Just for internet. Back then they had internet shows, and we decided once we got into it, we want to make this bigger. So we said, let's turn it into a series. So we went from a little 5-minute chunk to a whole half hour. And he said, you know what? If we get a star or somebody who's a name in here, we could actually do something with it. So, make a long story short, Eric Estrada agreed to play my dad, and my two brothers' dad. And after we did that, it was sort of ballooned up into a pretty big deal. And we got people coming on, investing money and stuff. Um, it went beyond the little minuscule idea that we had.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There you go.
That's cool. Kind of reminds me of myself and I started
Yeah.
this like 4 years ago and have my friends and family on whatever and
Mhm.
it's just growing bigger and bigger now. I'm like, this is my 9th season and I've got
Wow.
like amazing guests coming on to share their stories. And I think it's really cool because you see that progress. It's like yourself, when you start
Mhm.
writing and you take that idea you just have in your head and you put it to paper and you get to just watch it just come
Mhm.
alive. Like that's just so cool to see that. And then to watch it grow, like a baby,
Yeah.
right? Growing.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then people are watching it, they're invested, and
Mhm.
you're like, this is cool and amazing that people love it. That's really cool. What's been your most favorite project to do, like to produce? I know it's a tough one. You probably have a few, but maybe
Um,
maybe a couple if you want to narrow it
yeah, a
down.
couple.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well,
Good.
Sangre Negra is always going to be my favorite project because that's the one that achieved the most of what I wanted to do. I mean, when I first went to Los Angeles, I remember I starred in a movie. Not many people saw it, but I starred in a movie and that was kind of cool. But then, of course, after you start in a movie, it's like, what have you done for me lately? Uh, but the thing about Sangre Negra is now people look at you differently because you produce something that actually people can watch and see you in that role that you always felt that you were right for. Now, he's a kind of interesting character because he's the bad guy, and but he kind of takes all the attention of the show, which wasn't really my intention, but it just wound up that way. It's kind of like when I was a kid,
Yeah.
the family used to always gather around and watch Dallas.
Oh my
Remember
goodness.
Dallas? Yeah, with JR.
Salad
So
and
we used to
math.
always watch that. And JR like was the thing.
Yeah.
He was like such a evil,
Dead.
mean person,
Evil.
but
Yeah.
people loved him. That something about the charm that he had. So the charming bad guy I always thought was like, that's an interesting concept. So because I like Dallas so much and my mom and dad, that's what I remember that more than anything. For us Fridays watching Dallas, that was my great memory. So, um, so when we started, we're going to have three brothers.
Okay.
One was a cop, one was a lawyer, and the other one is the bad seed, which was me. So that's how it started off, just on that concept. And they were going to be rich because we figured we had enough images of us struggling. So we wanted to see what would happen if this family was actually rich and elegant, like in Dynasty and all that stuff. And so it was a Latino family. I was the what do you call it? The outsider. That's my dog. Dog making a lot of noise. And
I love doggos. It's okay.
yeah.
He's like, I want
And
to be on the show too.
yeah, yeah. So
That's
then
cool.
we, after we developed that, it just sort of took up. So everybody should watch it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a plug. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.com.
Okay. Right now. Go watch it now. Right now.
Amazon Prime.
I mean, right after the show. Go watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got one season already out?
Yep. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Let's see. Live TV, folks. Let's see what
Oh,
happens.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
I had to make sure it wasn't eating something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You let
What did
them
you say
know
though?
that,
Sorry.
so it's just one season for now that's on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime, right? And then you're
Second
filming
season will be out in 2025.
when?
Fingers crossed. It's
Then,
filmed. It's filmed. It's just being
okay.
edited and stuff. So.
Oh, that's the fun part.
Yep. Yeah, that's the fun part.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's on Sangre Negra.Blackblood. Check it out.
Very
And
cool.
then the new project I'm working on is called Pirate Bay,
All right, take it
which
away.
is a swashbuckler type of deal. And it was co-written by me and a fellow named Daryl McCullough, who's a supremely talented writer, and he knows so much about history and about pirates and all those swashbuckling stuff that we grew up watching and always wanted to be like. But it wasn't until Disney and Johnny Depp brought pirates back that people, started paying attention to them again. But I always loved them, and I never lost that childhood admiration for pirates. And I want to be like Errol Flynn, and I was always dueling and fencing and doing all sorts of weird, crazy things when I was a kid. I never grew up out of it, so I always wanted to do a pirate film. So I figured before I got too old, so that I would have to be walking on my sword rather.
On
I
the
figured
leg.
yeah,
The
right,
wooden leg.
exactly. So I figured that he was the guy to talk to, and luckily for me, he was exactly on my same wavelength, and so we put together, started off as just a pilot, but we wound up writing a full-length movie, So we're gonna have our first reading of it probably in 2 weeks. So we'll see how it sounds, and then after that, we're gonna do the hard stuff. There are a lot of people who say they're interested in investing, so we'll see.
Yeah.
First things first, but.
So how long did it take to write altogether?
It didn't take as long as I thought it would take. It took but you have two people working on it, but he did most of the work because there's a lot of historical stuff that he wanted in there that I didn't know about, to be honest with you. So yeah, go ahead, put it in there.
101?
Yeah, right.
And,
He was great at that. And he kept me honest if I would write stuff that he said, they didn't really say that back then. And, but then again, I would sort of pull him back when he got too much into it. I say, yeah, but it's still entertainment. We got to let people have fun and stuff. So I think between the two of us, we've come up with a pretty good, exciting, entertaining story. And that's all we can ask for. I got a few friends who are committed to doing it. Richard Grieco and a lot of people from Sangre Negra are going to be in there.
Yeah.
We're looking at some big names also, which all depends on the money. If we get the money, we get the big names. If we don't get the money, we just get talent. Just get
that's
talent.
The thing. A lot of people don't actually understand what goes into a film. I've had a couple producers on before, and we sort of went through the process of like, it's like you gotta, you're writing the story, and then you're taking it from paper to film, and you're just like, even just to film a 30-second segment or 5 minutes, you can do a short film, whatever, and still a lot of work, even just for a short film. And then you're putting that into a big motion picture, and it's like 1,000 times more than just a short film.
Right.
So when people don't understand, like what, how many people you actually have to hire to make a film. Like a lot of people, they'll go to the movie theater. I'm a huge movie buff. I love going to the movies all the time. I'm just huge into it. I grew up with Disney movies on Sundays, so, so,
Hmm.
but
Right.
I will, because I've learned that if you watch a Marvel film, you can stay to the
Hmm.
end, you get a cutscene. So when you sit there, and I suggest the next movie someone sees, sit there for 5 minutes after the film. Because
Yep.
usually when you watch something on Netflix or Prime or whatever,
Hmm.
they will cut you off where the credits almost start. And I can
Yep.
assure you, if you watch the credits, you'll understand how many people it takes to make even just a Netflix film or an Amazon film. It's
Hmm.
incredible how many people are involved. And then if you've got a location crew, and then you've got like, oh my goodness, we could go into it.
We got the
Costumes,
cameramen,
gigs,
the DPs,
yeah, grips, you got
the grips, the lighting,
everything. Boom
and then the
operators, you've got,
costumes, and
oh my
then
goodness,
the insurance.
stunts,
Yeah,
and yeah. Yeah, never
we
mind insurance. I mean,
yeah,
I totally forget about that. There's
even for
insurance.
our little TV series, just shooting one day,
Yeah.
$10,000 was really cheap. It was much. It was nothing that
Yeah.
we had to shoot some of the stuff. People said, "10, that's a lot of money." I said, "Not really. Not it's not much, a lot of money at all."
It goes like
You know,
that.
it goes like that, right? Exactly. That's craft service on some of these movies. So, um, so this film, like I said, it's budgeted. It's got two different budgets,
Okay.
one for a star, one for a non-star. Um, for example, we're looking at somebody like, I don't know if I should throw out his name. I'll throw out his name. But
You know
anyway,
what? If you put it out into the universe, as they
yeah,
say,
that's true.
right?
Okay, yeah.
So
There you go.
let's do the dream one. Let's do who you would love to have as the role, and just
Okay.
build it. Just build it big. Just go for it.
All right. There you
Okay.
go. I love your attitude. Uh, okay, we're looking at Antonio Banderas to be one of the leads, and he's at $2.5 million. And then contacted Kate Beckinsale for another role, and depending on how many days, but she's like $500,000 a day, and so that's just two people right there. And like I said, I know Greco and stuff, and those guys are less money, but they're still worth it just to have good actors in the cast. But the advantage of having names in there is that it sells overseas, and when it sells overseas, they get their money back. You get your money back quickly. So that's the advantage of it. But from a financial point of view, I would love to just shoot it with talented people who I know who could do the role. But it depends on what the investors want. But they have to come up with some money. That's all I'm saying.
You're like,
Yeah.
come on, hey.
Can't say, here's $500,000. Get me Antonio Banderas. Nope, not going to happen.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing is vision,
Yeah.
just the vision of it, right? And
Yeah.
knowing like, okay, you have someone so specific in mind, and you're like, okay, I would love to have them. But, you know, I wouldn't just say like, don't even just do the but. Just be like, okay, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, you just
Yeah.
have to envision it, right? Like, get
You
out
have to.
there, put it out there. Who knows? I think like we'll post this up and we'll just tag him. Just be like,
Yeah.
we just need you, and maybe he'll cut his money down a little bit to help you out. Who knows?
Yeah. You never
Like,
know.
you never
I,
know.
yeah. I think if sometimes actors could read scripts, they would do a lot of things. But agents don't want these actors to read scripts because the secret is, say I give, let me think of somebody. Say Brad Pitt. All right, Brad Pitt gets a script from me,
Yeah.
and he gets a script from um, a big studio.
Yeah.
Okay, or nowadays Netflix. Okay, so Netflix.
One from
Net,
Amazon and one from
yeah, right. And the Netflix budget is like $40 million, 20 of which goes to Brad. My budget is like $1.5 million. And Brad gets, $50,000. But my script is like fantastic. He loves my script. And the Netflix script is like, no big deal. Now, the agent gets 10% of what the star gets. So we can do the math. That's the difference of the star getting 20 million and getting $500,000. That means the agent for Brad on my movie would get $50,000, but on Brad's movie, he would get $2 million. So which one do you think the agent is going to take? He's not going to show Brad the better script. He's going to show Brad the script where you make the most money. And that's I talk to actors all the time and say, man, if we had seen this, we would have done it. No matter what, we'd have cut you cut your price and do that. But that's the way it rolls over here. So that's why there's a lot of good scripts out there that people will never see because.
Yeah. I know I've had a script before and it's like, the whole NDA disclosure, just like you can't show anyone, you can't, whatever. And when I got my script, it was actually just like on an email, like in my phone in like a folder form. And I was like, I said to the director, I said, can you like photocopy this? I'm sorry, but for me, I have to feel it and I have to like see it and whatever. And just holding my phone, it's just like, it's not real. It's not substance, right? It's not just, I can't feel a character just on my phone. If you're on your phone, I do stuff on my phone all the time. Like I'm posting, I'm doing videos, I'm doing whatever, like I'm on it 24/7. So like, that's just kind of like, that's me there. Whereas if I'm outside that bubble of being me, and I want to be taken out into that fantasy world of being, that character, I need it to be completely separate. So I'm like, can you just photocopy that? He's like, for you, I will, he said, but he's like, do not let this leak. Like, I will know. I said, no, don't worry. I'm just like, still in like a brown envelope here, like in my studio. And I'm like, no one will ever see it. I'm like, it's okay. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the one thing nowadays is like the old school scripts were printed out, they're there for you to feel and hold whatever, but it's easier now because it's just like all electronic. So I find it way too easy to be leaked out.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Somewhere.
I still print out scripts. Even if I get them on email, I still print them out.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to really get into it, because you're scrolling, and even if you have it on the computer, it's still weird. You're still scrolling.
Right. You're like looking in.
So we have that in common.
Yeah.
I definitely like the feel of paper. It's like books, I still read books. Everybody else has Kindle, you see them on planes, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm reading a book. Oh,
I've got 5,000 books on my Kindle. And you're like, I've got 5,000 books right here.
Right, exactly. It's definitely more convenient to have it on there, but I just like it. Old school.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think, everyone's got, their poison, as you say, pick your poison, whatever you kind of like. And, if you like the old school, some people prefer reading the books. Like some people have read all the Twilight books. Me, I'm like, I've watched more of the films because I don't have time to read. Unless it's a script and I'm invested into it, then I will take the time and I'll read it, do whatever. But I'm more of a movie person. I would rather just see it. And people will be like, oh, you got to read the book. And I'm like, no, I don't.
I know. It's like, there was a time in my life I used to read the book after I saw the movie.
Yeah.
And then I decided to switch it around. I would read the book before the movie comes up.
What did you prefer?
And I think I like it better when I watch. I think I like it better when I read the book before the movie.
Yeah.
Because then like to see it, but what I visualized in my mind is what they put on the screen. 90% of the time that it's not, but
Exactly. I was gonna say
yeah,
I probably prefer the opposite. I'd
yeah,
rather go see it and then read the book, because oftentimes silver screen will fantasize and romanticize whatever it
mm,
is. They'll make it bigger,
mhm,
whatever. But the books will not necessarily, or they take different parts and they'll like
mhm,
really, enhance it. And you're going, oh, I never knew, or go really into a character. Like
mhm.
maybe they had some secret or whatever and they put it in paper, but they didn't put it up on the film. And you're like,
Right.
sometimes the film, you can't necessarily go into a character so deep
No,
on
because you only have
film.
a couple
Yeah, you're like,
hours.
okay, we
Yeah,
got 30 minutes to describe this guy,
right.
30 minutes to describe her, and then an hour to describe the friends and go into all this blah, 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 set up the scenes, what's happening, their life stories. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
a book, you can take a chapter and go, okay, this is the main character, and then this is like, the few different whatever, and then you can go into so many specific details, so I don't know, maybe it's both. I think, watch the movie and read the book and you'll get the whole picture, maybe.
Yeah,
Mm.
I remember The Godfather is a good example of that. They
Oh,
they fit. That's why they had to do two movies. Well, they did three, but
three.
they
Yeah,
did. They had to fit that book into two films because you couldn't in
right.
one.
Yeah,
So they did a good job. Now that was close to a perfect movie as I've ever seen. But
that's pretty good.
that was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Ages ago. Yeah, we
yeah,
won't talk about that.
yeah. Right. Dating,
Exactly.
dating yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Well,
yeah.
we'll wrap up soon, but I just want to go
Mhm.
into, maybe if you have any little golden nuggets for people out there that want to go into acting, or if you want to share anything else about yourself, this is your time to share. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see. Any nuggets? Any advice? The only advice I'd give somebody who wants to go into um, acting or writing or anything, actually any arts, any part of entertainment or any artistic venture is you have to have complete and full and ridiculous confidence in yourself and your talent, because 90% of the time you're going to get rejected. You're going to get people saying you're crazy. You're going to get people saying, how are you going to make a living like this? And you're going to question your own dreams. But if you really believe in it and you trust your talents, you can't give up, because just when you are about to give up, that's when things happen for you. So I definitely went through that. Many times I wanted, like, the heck with this,
Yeah.
I'll go do something else. But then just like they pull me back in. Something happens to pull me back in. So I said, oh, good. I'm glad I'm back in. So I didn't give up. You know,
Okay. So the
that's what,
Antonio Banderas dream will not be given up.
yes, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. He was in my favorite movie of all times. That's why.
Oh my
Mask of Zorro was like,
Zorro,
it's
I was
like my
gonna
favorite
say,
movie.
that
I've seen
movie's
it like
so good,
30 times.
right?
Every
Yeah.
girlfriend and wife that I've had has seen that movie. They're sick of the movie, but, I
You
don't
have
care.
your favorites. He's a good
Yes.
actor. I mean,
Yeah.
and he just like
I
he
like
just
the
has like
flair he
that
brings.
fun character of just like he can be so serious, but then he can just be like so
Yeah.
comical like the next second, and
Uh,
it's just like a love-hate relationship with him. Like
yeah.
it's
I even love Puss in Boots.
right?
Yeah, just,
Because you can just hear his voice
it
and
makes that whole,
expression,
it makes that whole character come alive,
right?
that
Yeah.
flair he's got, that whole Latin thing.
Oh, kind of.
I find
Yeah.
that fascinating to watch on screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
He draws you in definitely. And,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's not just the character though. We always have to remember it's the writers and the producers and directors
Mhm.
that all kind of make that happen
Oh, for
as
sure.
well. So, but I mean, yeah, you got to get a good actor out there. So thank you
Yep.
so much for your
Oh,
time
thank you.
today.
Thank you very much. It's
It's
great.
fun. Yeah. Anytime you want to come back on and share anything when you have Antonio, you just let me know.
Okay. I'll bring him with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to have him on and ask some
Yeah.
questions and You know, it's always interesting to find out how everyone got started in their careers and why they chose
Mhm.
what they did. And, you know, and they can be very interesting stories. So that's what I love to find out and just get
Mhm.
like the backstories on things and inside. And because, you know, if you actors and everybody that, you know, they go on, you know, ET or whatever, and you get all the, you know, local TV stations, whatever, you know, they're only going to get a 10-minute interview there and you
Right.
can't talk about too much on that. So I
Mhm.
always like to use my shows and get in deep and just be like, okay, tell me everything.
No, good. Yeah, I
Because
love
it's
it. Yeah, it felt free, and you don't feel like, oh, I gotta get it. I got
fun.
it. Oh, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
look at the
exactly.
watch and say, okay, let's go, let's go.
Yeah,
This is this
I
is
know.
very relaxed.
I'm bad. I'm like, we're almost an hour in and then I have my other show starting at 7. So, but, yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
keep doing the work that you do and keep entertaining people. Yeah, it's amazing. It's good
Great.
work that you're doing. So keep it up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Make sure you give your dog some cuddles
I will.
and some love because
I
he
think
wants attention. So
she's ready to go outside. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Walk time and dinner time
Yeah.
probably. So thank you so much, Antonio.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, good night.
Okay.
Thanks everyone again for tuning in here on Connected with Cari, here on JessTV, Just FM, Underground Radio C. I'm streaming also live on LinkedIn, so my friends that are out there watching, thank you for all your support each and every show. Yeah, so make sure you guys tune in. If you missed part of the show, feel free to go back and watch it again here on Underground Radio C or through JessTV. You can also go to YouTube, JessTV there as well and watch it in full there. I will have clips up shortly for you guys to watch as well. Thank you for tuning in. We have another show coming up for you in about 40 minutes, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Caitlin Bullock with Culture Revolution Books, she is going to be on the show. We've had other authors on, so we're going to dig into her chapter coming up. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys stay connected. We'll see you soon.
drop that booty down low. When you drop that booty down low.
You know what it is. It's your man, Jay Woo.
And your girl, Chachi La Muñeca from Who Got Next Radio every Tuesday night.
10 p.m. Eastern right here on JessTV via Roku nationwide live.
From Florida!
That's right. So make sure you tune in every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. More independent artists, more videos, more black-owned businesses, and more outreaches to the community, and more Chachi La Muñeca. All right? JessTV every Tuesday night. Who got next?